Hey BJ, what's up?
BJ,
Y'all hear
what's
me?
good, yo?
What's up, Troy?
I was just telling BJ like they only got like 3 or 4 classic albums. Anything after that is hit or miss to me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Reg disagrees, of course.
I kind of feel like maybe six classics, maybe, but
Six
we'll talk about
from
that.
any from the 2000s because I don't think they have any.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
That's controversial right there.
Man, I've been in a good mood all damn day.
Yeah.
This Melvin Moore interview, just getting ready for all day and shit.
Dope.
Good idea again, Try.
Yeah, man.
And
We gotta salute the legends.
check this shit out.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Is that the one we talking about on Monday?
No, this is the one we're talking about in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I went
Nice.
to Walmart. I was like, I know they still got this shit, and they still did this
How
shit.
much was it?
23.
Oh wow.
Check this out.
Is
Sam
it
said,
43 or
"Oh
23?
shit, you got all the Batman joints. Nice."
Hmm.
I think they have that on 4K as well. The Batman collection.
Oh wow.
Sam said Cool G Rap has more classics than Public Enemy.
He does.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Reg, you said
Y'all,
you paid
y'all,
43 for that or 23?
23.
Oh, 23. Okay.
Y'all heard Jay Z and Dame Dash are suing each other
That's what I heard. What? That's just
over
crazy.
reasonable doubt.
For what? At this point, for what? Like we know they can't stand each other. Like I don't understand.
So I guess no Rockefeller reunion
Well, I
anytime
never I
soon.
never thought that was gonna happen anyway. I think Jay Z just too bougie now. Like he's not. He forgave everybody else, but the one dude that broke bread with you, he won't forgive. You know.
I wonder what Biggs thinks about this.
To me, I think Dame Dash is a savvy businessman, and I always agree with the signings he made. Like getting Dipset over there was great for their careers, especially for Cam and Jim, and bringing over Nori and MOP. I don't know because MOP it seemed like they can't be with no click. They went to G Unit and they never dropped anything over there either. But I was always for Dame signing other artists. It can't just be about Jay-Z. And meanwhile, your whole roster is like you know what I'm saying. They're not getting no shine. That's what Busta Rhymes did. That's what Fat Joe did. And all of the other artists on the roster didn't get no shine at all.
Right.
You know, Dame has a eye for talent. You know, Currency and Sizzler, he had them. You know, for a minute, and he has an eye for talent. You know, Kanye, probably the biggest signing that they had on Rockefeller.
I just feel like it's all petty at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, that's what are they suing for anyway? Though I don't understand.
The NF, the NFT of reasonable doubt.
The NFT.
Yeah.
What is that?
I want to say it's like the masters. Like I want to say
Oh, the
something like
Masters. I,
that.
I thought he took his Masters when he left Def Jam.
That's what I thought too.
Puffy. Yeah, but Puffy is a snake. I don't consider him an artist. He just was robbing his artists.
NFT is like a non-token. It's like a stock or something you're trying to
Right.
sell.
Ain't fighting over that. Wow. It's about to
Because
be.
Jay-Z owns the Masters for no reason without.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was the deal when he left Def Jam. He took all his
Yeah, he
masters
owns the
with him.
Masters. Yeah, he don't
Right.
own his own catalog Masters, but he owns that.
Oh, he don't own the catalog.
Like all his albums, I don't think. I think he just owns Reasonable Doubt.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
he might now. I'm not sure.
Sam was good, yo. Ronnie Makai was good. Fat Joe was a snake. That's why he didn't attend Big Pun shit, cause it's all about him.
Fat Joe.
Kristen, what's up, yo?
Hmm. Interesting.
Suge Knight ruined Death Row.
You said Suge Knight.
Yes,
What about him?
he ruined Death Row, just the same way Puffy ruined Bad Boy.
Oh hell yeah. Suge Knight got too Tupac heavy. That sound bomb review, man, like you said, was dope as
Yes,
fuck.
definitely. That was one of the best.
Oh shit, I still have this on display. Oh Sam, you going to Iceland? That's what's up.
Huh?
Sam said he's going to Iceland.
You going to Iceland? Word? That's what's up.
It's going to be a very interesting discography breakdown.
Big Pun's family don't talk to Fat Joe. Like, he hasn't looked out for them.
Bro, these niggas got how many albums?
Too many.
I'm looking forward to this discography
like
breakdown for sure.
15, 16 albums?
Shit. Be honest, I didn't even have time to listen to the Flavor Flav solo album.
I didn't listen to that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure it's not good.
I heard it a while back ago, but I cannot remember shit. I know CC Peniston was on the album.
Oh, God. What?
Yeah. The finally chick.
CC Peniston and Flavor Flav, that don't even sound right. Oh, man.
I mean, we can review the album if y'all want.
Oh, God. You would say that. A trash review.
I said
You got
if
some
y'all.
standards now, Reg. You can't be doing these trashy ass reviews, yo.
I said if y'all want.
I don't want to.
All right, man. Dude.
Let them vote on it. They probably would say yes because it's just something that we want to see. No?
Nah, because
Oh, God.
they gonna vote for it because they want to see us get mad and shit.
I will review China Doll before that.
Oh, so now you will view China.
Yes. That's not as bad as Flavor Flav solo albums.
Well, that flavor,
Oh,
man.
God.
Flavor.
No. I will review a Ray J album before that.
Okay, now you're going too far. Now you're going too far. Flavor, man.
Wow.
But it's a reason why I was watching Flavor of Love like literally all week.
It's still good.
Yeah, CC Peniston and Flavor of Flav.
That
Wow.
don't even sound right, yo. How did that even come up? Wow. That's crazy. Public Enemy, Shut Him Down or Bring the Noise?
Shut him down.
Shut him down. Shut him down. That's my joint.
I testify. My grandma. He was going in.
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna go in about 3 more minutes.
That's like one song that I like both the remix and the original version.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all should watch the YouTube channel Stunner Growth Music.
Mhm.
He be talking about why rappers like Lil Flip and Maze fell off and shit.
Mace?
Yeah.
Why did Mace fall off? Because he retired. Well, why else? Is there another reason that I don't know about?
I guess because when he signed to G Unit and then all that bullshit.
Was that official? I don't think that was official though. Because he put out a mixtape, but I don't think he was officially on G Unit. Like,
oh wow.
Puffy was asking for like $3 million for his buyout or some shit.
Of course he was.
And 50 was like, I'm not paying that. He ain't worth $3 million. You have one good album, you're not worth that.
He's really not worth $3 million.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Biggie was worth that, not Mace. Drew World Order. I don't like Drew Hill at all like that.
Yeah, Drew World Order. That's the one from '98, right?
I
Oh no,
guess.
that's Enter the Drew. Whatever. The first two albums were the good ones.
Y'all like Drew Hill like that? Wow.
I just like the first two albums.
Drew Hill
Anything
got 20 hits. Drew Hill got 20 hits. 20 bangers.
you wish. All right, I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Yeah, let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our Discography Breakdown. It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
What up?
Got my homeboy BJ with me. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. And then we're gonna do like a Public Enemy discography breakdown. I mean, Public Enemy. I mean, we don't even have to just talk about how we got into Public Enemy.
Let's do that.
Oh, you wanted to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shoot. Well, BJ, how did you get into Public Enemy?
Um, when the movie "Do the Right Thing" came out and the song, I was young at the time, but that's how I got into them. I had older brothers that used to play them.
That's what's up. What you try?
I got into PE with "Don't Believe the Hype" from "It Takes a Nation of Millions," and that was a great song. And I used to always see their videos on Video Music Box, and you know they they were like a force back then. Like they were, it was like we didn't really have a group back then that really spoke to like our people and you know the social awareness and consciousness. We had BDP, you know, and they were like starting out, and we had X Clan and Poor Righteous Teachers, but Public Enemy was just different. Like you know, Chuck D, his voice was just like when you hear his voice, it's like recognizable. There's nobody with his voice, and Flavor Flav was like I know like some people say he don't really fit the group, but he does. You had like Terminator X and you know back when they had Sister Soldier and Professor Griff, and they were just it was more than just music for them. Like they were activists. They were always active in the community and fighting for black people's rights in this country. And like yeah, like when Do the Right Thing came out, that's still my favorite Spike Lee film ever. And that song or Fight the Power alone is like a timeless hip hop anthem, and it meant a lot. Like that was like our, you know, for our people, our song cry. Like it just spoke to what black people were feeling in this country, and it basically sums up everything that went on in that film. And you know, like over the years, I just felt like they kept getting better with each album. You know, Yo Bum Rush the Show comes out, that was dope, and then Takes a Nation of Millions, and then Forever Black Planet, that was like my first Public Enemy album I bought, and yeah, I played that for hours, man. Welcome to the Terror Drome and Can't Do Nothing for Your Man. 911 is a joke, still a Flavor Flav classic of mine. It still speaks to what goes on in this country with these cops. Um, you know that was a great album. Apocalypse '91, one a classic album, one of my favorites. Love that one. Every album they kept elevating, but it was the same message. Like they've managed to adapt to the times, you know, through the '90s and the '80s and '90s and the 2000s, and they still kept the same message. They didn't try to, you know, go commercial or try to get like the highest artists to collaborate with them. And you know, having like the Bomb Squad, a underrated production team, you know, giving them that chaotic sound. It was very necessary for them to have that sound, and you know they're a legendary group, and branching off and each one of them doing a solo thing. Such the Soldier like writing books, and Professor Griff had his solo career. Flavor Flav had his solo career. He made like a name for himself with the younger generation on reality TV, and Terminator X with his solo stuff, and Chuck. Every one of them had their own thing, and it's like the same message. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about them, and they're Hall of Famers, and they deserve all their flowers, and you know I definitely would. I've never seen Public Enemy live. I definitely would like to see them at some point in concert, because I always felt like they were like a mainstay, one of those groups that they still hear now, when a lot of other groups in the 80s and 90s are like disbanded, or they lost members due to death or whatever, but they still managed to be here after all these decades, and I love it, man.
Yeah, very dope story for me too. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I got into Public Enemy when I saw Do the Right Thing, and that Fight the Power track definitely was what resonated with me. And I want to say the first album I heard from them was It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. And you know what I'm saying? That album again was like a lot of people say that was like one of the first of conscious rap, or like a breakthrough of conscious rap in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And they were just always so revolutionary, so real. You know what I'm saying? They always stood up for what they believed in. I mean, Chuck D himself, his voice is like pretty much one of the powerful instruments from hip hop history, in my opinion.
Right.
And Flavor Flav, of course. Not a lot of people know, but Rick Rubin did not want Flavor Flav part of Public Enemy and shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he thought that Flavor was just too goofy.
Which is
And
which is what people think anyways. So
ironically, he didn't even want Bushwick Bill part of the Ghetto Boys too.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah,
Rick Rubin put together the Ghetto Boys.
no, no. Remember when he did the remix album for the Grip It with the self-titled Ghetto Boys and shit?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an interview Willie D did. He said how he didn't really fuck with Bushwick Bill because he thought he was too goofy and shit like that too. So I just felt like and then with the Bomb Squad and
Yeah.
Professor Griff, Terminator X, and so on and so on, it's like they all just brought in something different for hip hop too. Like the Bomb Squad
Right.
would have like 20 samples for a song
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. And it all sound like cohesive and crazy and shit. You
And
know what I'm
and
saying?
they made like like the same way Teddy Riley made a sound with New Jack. Bomb Squad made their sound. They
Exactly.
they provided Ice Cube for America's Most Wanted, and for BBD. BBD of all artists, from New
Right.
Edition to doing Poison and making that a classic album with Bomb Squad production. And I feel like the artists now, we don't have enough conscious rap in this generation. It cannot be all about similes and metaphors. We need more, especially now going on with society and Black Lives Matter and these crazy ass cops out here and COVID. We need more conscious rap. And I challenge all of these artists that the young generation love, Freddie Gibbs and Conway and Benny and Pusha T and Rock Marcy. They need to step up they content and really talk about stuff going on in society than just the regular smegular shit. Because the drug talk shit been going on since Cool G Rap. Cool G Rap
Right.
perfected that since the '80s. It can't just be all about drug talk. It got to be more about what's going on in your neighborhood and society now that these young people can relate to. And I don't feel like a lot of these artists do that. and
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 even
that's something
Coogee,
that Chuck D always did. This was like their meat and potatoes. The Public Enemy was always about black people. It was always about what was going on in society and in the country and for our rights. And I feel like we're missing that in rap, in today's music.
and even Coogee Rap did conscious songs too. With
Exactly.
Wanted Dead for a Life, with the racism, Streets
Right.
of New York. Niggas gonna talk about that.
And that posse cut he was on with Kane and I forgot and Bismarck King and them.
Yeah,
Classic
race
joints.
racism. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah, man. So this is the long discography, about 15, 14 albums, and a lot of solo albums and shit like that. But for the solo albums, for this one, we're gonna just talk about Chuck D, Terminator X, Professor Griff. I'm gonna talk about his another day. To be real with you, because his one is kind of hit or miss.
Right.
I didn't have time to listen to Flavor Flav's album. I know we all didn't, so fuck it. All right, so let's take it back to 1987. We're gonna go with the album that started it all. Yo Bum Rush the Show. This came out in '87. Um, this is actually one of the fastest selling hip hop records at the time. And in comparison to like the latter albums, it was pretty stripped down, to say the least. A lot more rawer. It has songs like "Sophisticated Bitch." You're gonna get yours, Public Enemy #1. I mean, this whole album it's a very different album compared to like the other albums.
Right.
You can still they were like on that little on that Black Power vibe heavy with this album too. I love the drums. I love like the production on this album too. I feel like this album personally does not get its proper due, and I kind of feel like it's because it got overshadowed by the Paid in Fools, the Criminal Minded.
Hmm.
That all came out in '87 because '87 was. I feel like '87 was a very dope year for hip hop too, in terms of those albums and shit like that. Because I say '87 was like the year of the Stead G, the year of the like the James Brown samples
Right.
and stuff like that too. So I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5.
It's definitely a dope album. The production was great. A lot of the songs I love. Time Bomb and My Uzi Weighs a Ton. That was one of my favorites. And Sophisticated Bitch. Like you said, Public Enemy #1, which is like an all time classic of mine. That's the joint that Diddy sampled for the Forever album, right? Was that one?
I don't,
Yeah,
I don't care about
Yeah, I
that
think
album.
yeah,
I think it was that one
it
on the
was.
second album, and
Yeah, it was.
and they end up doing they end up using that beat later on for the latest album. They end up doing like reusing that beat with I think Beastie Boys is on that song and Run DMC with them, and that was a dope joint. But yeah, this was a solid album. It's definitely like a solid four for me.
Yeah, man, this album is incredible, man. I love the first song, "You're Gonna Get Yours," which is also known as "98 Overkill." Just amazing song. I love that beat. Love the production. And my other favorite song was "Time Bomb."
Ooh,
Um, I think BP&D sampled this song on the Back in Business album,
yes.
Yeah.
and also think Fabulous sampled it on his first album.
Oof.
But I love that line he said on there: South African government record, Panther Power. You can feel it in my arm. Look out, y'all, because I'm a time bomb. Incredible beat, man. That song.
Yes. Definitely.
Love that song.
Yes, sir. Now we're gonna get into 1 year later. They dropped what many people consider like the greatest hip hop album of all time. It is the highest ranking hip hop album in the 500 greatest albums of all time list by Rolling Stone. And it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. This came out in 1988, and man, this whole album pretty much redefined them. This is what they wanted to make the hip hop equivalent to Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On." And it's kind of crazy too because they were going through like a lot when they were making this album too because radio did not want to play a lot of their music because it was like too militant.
Right.
It was too, it was too dark and whatnot too. So, they came back stronger with this album. You have songs like Don't Believe the Hype, Bring the Noise, Caught, Can We Get a Witness,
Hmm.
Show 'em What You Got. Love that track, you know what I'm saying? It may be an instrumental, but it has like so much meaning,
Right.
with the snippets of Black history and shit like that. Black Still in the Hour of Chaos, a classic song, Party for Your Right to Fight, which is like a play on for the Beastie Boys' Fight for Your Right to Party.
Right.
I mean, this whole album, in my opinion, is like no filler. Like, the next maybe 3 or 4 albums gonna be probably like no filler when it comes to these niggas and shit like that.
Hmm.
So this is a 5 out of 5. It's a classic.
Definitely one of my favorites. The production again and the songs. like I said, like Don't Believe the Hype was a big hit for them. That was like the first time I heard like a song from them. Um, definitely louder than the bomb. I love the original one and the remix from the remix album. Um, Shit, man. Show 'em what you got. That's one of my favorites. Rebel Without a Pause, Black Steel and Out with Chaos. The Bring the Noise joint was cool. The joint with I like the joint with Anthrax, the remix with Anthrax.
Hmm.
That was I used to see that video
Oh
like
yeah,
everywhere, like on MTV all the time. And just having like that mesh with like the rap and the heavy metal, like that was a dope collab. And yeah, like again, like it's just definitely a solid album, timeless album. I think like over the years now, like I've seen like a lot of people appreciate it more now than they did like back in the '90s. I didn't really hear about in too many conversations about this album. It was always about Fear of a Black Planet or Apocalypse '91. But I think over the years, being on social media, I see like a lot of appreciation more for this album. So I think it's definitely a classic album.
yeah, definitely. I agree, man. This album is incredible, man. Um, when I listen to it, I'm like, man, it's like I don't think nobody else can rap over these beats except for Chuck.
Right.
It was just like he just like handled these beats, man. It was just amazing. His voice over the beat, like the way he uh, like it was in the pocket, the rhythm of it, it was just so aggressive and like in
Right.
your face. I don't care, like loud and noisy. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
just it's just crazy. It's just aggressive. And
Yeah.
it's just so nonstop. You know what I mean? The sound. Sonically, we don't hear that anymore in
Right.
hip hop.
I agree.
Everything is so like wow.
hmm Everything is too is too
Definitely a
perfect.
five for
Yeah.
album.
It's not like grimy and gritty anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I always like how they pay homage to the DJ on every album.
Right. The
Yes.
DJ is one of the most important parts of a group. If back then when you had a group, the third member or the fourth member was the DJ, and that's another lost art in this culture now, where people they just totally ignore the DJ. The DJ is the most important part of that group.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. People just think a DJ is like a
And Jay
nigga on his
sampled the song
laptop.
off air, right?
Who?
I hear what you say.
Jay.
Yeah,
Jim
show 'em
Jones.
what you got.
Oh, Jay. Yeah, yeah,
So what you got? Yeah, that was
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Believe it or not, that's what actually introduced me to that Public Enemy track too. Believe it or not.
Oh, right. The Jim Jones joint.
No, the Jay Z "Show 'em
Oh,
What
the
You
Jay Z
Got"
joint.
joint. Yeah, that's like one of my few favorite tracks from Kingdom Come too. So yeah, man. Now 2 years later, we're gonna get into Fear for Black Planet. Originally, I want to say this album was supposed to have came out in '89, but they were going through like a lot of controversy, most notably with Professor Griff's exit because he made some anti-Semitic remarks or whatever and shit like that. And Chuck D fired Professor Griff, and a lot of people kind of looked at Chuck D sideways because of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But also, I want to say around this time too. Again, they were already getting some controversy and shit like that too. With especially with songs like "Welcome to the Terror Dome," where they just confronted the problems head on. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Which one of my favorite tracks they've ever done. Period. Um, what else? What else? What else? Of course, the Fight the Power track. They called out Elvis and John Wayne.
hmm
And, a lot of people were shocked by that too because these were supposed to be people that were like American icons or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, this whole album, in my opinion, probably my favorite album from them. Probably, just beginning with the brothers got to work it out. The way how they flip that Prince sample with the "Let's Go Crazy" with the little guitar solo at the
With the
end
guitar.
and shit
Yeah.
like that.
hmm
The anti nigga machine, that was another dope one too. Yes, Burn
Yes.
Hollywood Burn,
I love that.
which featured Ice Cube and Big Daddy Kane, and that led to Cube and a Bomb Squad working on one another with America's Most Wanted,
Hmm.
and shit like that too. Can't Do Nothing for Your Man, which is a dope Flavor Flav solo. I want to say this album too was the beginning of the Flavor Flav solos too and shit like that, which I'll talk more about in the next album. Of course, Welcome to the Terrordome alone, probably one of my favorite Public Enemy songs. This whole album is just, in a weird way, I felt like this album was influenced by Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation in a weird way,
Really?
just based on the production and the style
Mm.
and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? 5 out of 5, this whole album, an iconic album. I should have worn my favorite Black Planet t-shirt strip, but I got here mad later
Hey,
than
you
I
can
did.
you can
So
change. You can still change.
I mean, if I can find it, but it's
Yeah.
somewhere around here.
Yes. A classic album. This is definitely one like in my top three Public Enemy albums all time. The first one I ever bought, and I love it, man. Like, Can't Do Nothing for Your Man, which was also on the House Party soundtrack for the first House Party movie. I love that Flavor Flav song, and Brothers Gonna Work It Out, a classic. Welcome to the Terror Dome, Fight the Power, iconic hip hop song. 911 is a joke. One of probably the best Flavor Flav hip song ever that he's ever done. It still speaks to now. Like, even though like he might have sounded like a little bit goofy on it, but it's still like a serious track. Just the whole concept, and the video is hilarious, and I love it, man. Like the whole production on here was great. The whole look of the album with like the Public Enemy logo, and like eclipsing like the like planet Earth and or whatever. I think it was dope. Definitely a great album.
One thing about EPMD, I'm sorry, Public Enemy, EPMD, that I always liked was their choice of song titles. It's
Right.
like crazy. It gets you interested in the album. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Incident at 66.6 FM, Revolutionary Generation. You know what I mean? Final count of the collision between us and the dam. You know what I mean? Like all these crazy titles. It's just like so creative. Right? You don't see that in hip hop no more either, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Nah,
Yeah.
Nope.
So
Everybody's
they
too
put
serious
thought
now.
into everything, right? Not just
Yeah.
the music, but the titles of their songs. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Titles of the albums too. You know,
Yeah.
but this album is incredible. My pops used to love that song, "Welcome to the Terror Dome." Believe it or
Yes.
not,
yes,
Fire.
he used to bang that song. And, not too many parents at that
Mm.
age like hip hop.
Right.
But my pops, he loved Public Enemy.
That's dope.
You know what I mean, so he kind of got me into them too. But
Right.
it's definitely a 5 night classic.
Oh yeah.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
All right. 1 year later, they came out with what I consider maybe a very underrated in a way album, Apocalypse '91, Enemy Strikes Black. This album, in my opinion, is a very dope album. Doesn't get a lot of respect,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna explain why in a minute. This was produced by like the Imperial Grand Ministers of Funk, which was like pretty much the Bomb Squad's understudies and whatnot too.
Hmm.
Um, this whole album, they kind of had more of another like stripped down, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? They were torn with U2. They were of course did the Anthrax song around that time too, and a lot of people kind of thought that they were selling out to the white people around this time, believe it or not. And this album had some of their best songs. Period. By the time I get to Arizona, it's maybe my favorite Public Enemy song.
Right.
Um, Can't Trust It, classic song.
Classic.
Flavor Flav had some of his best songs
Yeah.
here. I Don't Really Call You a Nigga, A Letter to the New York Post, which it was actually aimed at them because of the fact that they were around this time. Flavor Flav was on drugs and he was like on the news for the crazy shit he was doing,
Right.
and he was getting at them, with that song too. A Million Bottle Bags, which that song was pretty much about like the whole malt liquor
Hmm.
ish craze, the St. Eyes and shit like that too, which Public Enemy never fucked with that, never fucked with drugs or
Neither
liquor.
did I. I never drank malt liquor, so.
And it's kind of crazy too because I remember when we all know the story about how Chuck D sued Primo
Right,
over the whole 10 crack commandments.
right.
He didn't want his voice being associated with drugs and
With
stuff like
drugs,
that
right.
too. So that's crazy as hell
And then he
too.
ended up working with Public Enemy later, Primo.
Right,
So,
right. But yeah, but him and Chuck D, they kind of squashed the beef, years before that shit. So
right.
yeah, man. But this whole album, in my opinion, was a very, very. Oh, forgot to mention the "Shut 'Em Down" remix,
Yes, Pete
Pete
Rock.
Rock, which that pretty much brought Pete Rock,
Yep.
got him more notoriety and shit too, because his remixes at that time was like very basement heavy, hit the bass and drums and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Before Puffy, it was Pete Rock handling the remixes. That's
Yep.
all I gotta say.
And he even mentioned that on the recent Talib podcast that like once he did that remix, that's when he got all the calls for all everybody to do remixes, like to remix their
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, man. Very, very, very dope album. I'll give this another 5 out of 5.
Yes, a great album. I remember when Chuck D was on Nightline with Ted Koppel, and they when they had released the song by the time I get to Arizona as a single. Back in Arizona was like the only state in the country that they didn't recognize Martin Luther King Day or whatever. And he went on Nightline and he like was talking with Ted Koppel about it, and um it was like a real like major news story back then. Things he had to say about like I think he was like they didn't want to perform in Arizona because of that. Like they refused to like stop in Arizona on the tours or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was a big song. Like the video like MTV would only play like at nighttime because it was like so controversial. Can't trust it. That was a great song. I love that joint. And Flavor Flav with more news at 11. That was a banger. Night Train. I love the remix too. The Night Train remix. Like you mentioned, Shut 'Em Down. I remember watching that video on Pump It Up with D Barnes back then, and that's still like one of my favorite like top 5 PE songs ever. I love that beat, and the remix with Pete Rock was great. The whole album is great. Like I said, like Bring the Noise with Anthrax. They were playing that video on like the MTV rock shows, not just like your MTV raps, but like the MTV 120 minutes. They were playing that video like it was a rock joint, but you had like the Anthrax, the rock group with Public Enemy, and it was just like a smash hit for them at that time, and that was a banger, and the whole album to me is a classic. I love it. I never get tired of this album, so it's definitely 5 mics for me.
I agree. Yo, BJ, you're muted.
I was just saying, definitely a five night classic. This one as well. Have you ever thought about if they ever collaborated with KRS One, how they would sound?
I
You
think that
said
would have
what?
been dope with Keras One.
How they would sound if they ever did a song with KRS One?
Oh yeah, that would be
That would be
dope.
dope. Yeah,
Yeah, back then with these
definitely,
beats,
definitely.
I would like to hear Chuck D and KRS One together on a song.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with that.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they did do songs, but imagine Karis one on a Bomb Squad beat though.
He
That
he
would be.
was on Chuck was on Self Destruction
Yeah,
with
Yeah, yeah,
Keras and
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah,
and they did a song with Kumo D on the Funky album from '91 too.
yeah.
Yes, but that would be
Y'all
dope.
think Chuck is underrated lyrically?
Nah,
Okay.
He I never I mean lyrically I think he's dope. I never looked at him as like like kicking balls like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's more of a speaker than like a MC.
Gotcha,
You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? Because he like when you hear him like and his voice is so like it's so like special. There's nobody that sounds like him. Like when you hear his voice, you know like yo that's Chuck D. But I
Mhm.
always looked at him like he's more of like a motivational speaker on the mic than an actual rhyme spitter. But like what he says is definitely like what you said like him over those Bomb Squad beats. I definitely feel like he's perfect for those beats.
Nobody else could have did that. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you put Cool G Rap or LL with those beats, they wouldn't sound the same. It wouldn't be the same with like since like I've heard people like when like with Gangstar when you have Guru over those Primo beats, Guru voice just fit those Primo beats to me.
Mhm.
Compared to like if you have like a Royce the 5'9" or a J. Rue over some of those Gangstar beats, it wouldn't be the same.
I think
Definitely.
Jada sounds good over Primo too.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
He should have did a whole album with Primo.
yeah, he should have. Yeah,
You know
yep,
what I'm saying? Because I don't like a lot of his albums after the first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why he won't do a whole album with Primo.
They were loyal to Swizz, man. You know.
Shit. Did y'all listen to the Greatest Misses, by the way?
Yeah, I mean I remember hearing that, because that was like they promoted the shit out of that remix album, man. Like they were dropping singles. Night Train, the remix was out. Of course, Shut 'Em Down, Louder Than a Bomb. They a lot of those remixes, and that's when remixes meant something back then. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those remixes were fire. I think that's like a dope remix album. I never did buy it though. I need to get that.
Yeah. That Get Off My Back when they were like doing the New Jack Swing, appeared on the One Money soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Uh, um, you have anything to say about Greatest Misses, BJ, or no?
Nah, I didn't listen to that.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna let y'all go to music because I'm gonna use the bathroom right quick.
All
Music
right.
and Our Message. That was 94, right? The 94. I only got the 12-inch single for Give It Up though. This is the 12-inch single for Give It Up. You know what I'm saying? I got this for like 99 cents. That was a dope album with Give It Up was the first single, and you had Bedlam and what's the other joints they had on here? Live and Undrugged Part 2. That was a dope album. It was solid. I don't know if I would call it a classic. I want to say that's like them or like on the tail end of their like great run during the 90s. But Music and Our Message was a dope album. I think Flavor Flav got in trouble, and again I remember picking up a Source magazine, and he was like he had gotten arrested for like cocaine possession or something,
Yeah,
and he was just wilding out, and he was just wilding out in the media that time, and even back then I heard like rumors of like Chuck D wanting to kick him out of the group because of like the stuff that was going on with him
mm-hmm.
in the media, and yeah, it was just like a rough time for Flav, but they were still dropping hits. Like it was definitely a solid album. I don't know how people feel about Music and Our Message, but I think it was good though. I'll give it 4 mics.
Yeah, I give it 4 mics. I like that song Bedlam 1313.
Yes, yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot about that one too.
just stopping the name. What kind of
Yeah,
power we got? There's a couple joints on
and
there.
I love the album cover, like the album cover with like the skeleton like putting the gun to his head,
Yeah,
and you have like the Ku Klux Klan member in the background, and you got like some old some 40s on the table, and is their album covers were always like dope to me. You know what I'm saying at
yeah,
that
they always said
time.
it be dope. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and like some of these like album covers I want is like framed portraits, man. I just think that back when album covers meant something, they were just dope. Like
yeah,
the album covers. That's when the album covers actually went with the music. Not like now when niggas put out like they on a cover with like a umbrella. They like wearing a dress with an umbrella over their head, and that's supposed to somehow define the album. I don't get that.
right.
Or you put out like a portrait of a painting, and that's supposed to define the album. I just think it's lazy. But back when album covers meant something, like they had like some of the best album covers in rap to me.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, album covers were powerful.
Brother Encino was good. He said first four EP Public Enemy albums are solid. I agree. I think the '90s were like like '80s and '90s were like their best run. 2000s to me they were hit and miss. We will talk about the 2000 albums. I love the group enough to even check out those albums because even like back in like 01, 02, they were dropping those albums. I'm like, yo, what am I hearing? Like this is not Public Enemy. But I always give them the benefit of the doubt. So I was like, yo, let me check this out and see if it's good.
What year was the He Got Game?
He
soundtrack.
got game. I think that was 99. That was
Okay,
after Music and Our Message. Yeah, that was like 98, 99 that came
that
out.
was actually
That's
dope.
another. Huh?
That was actually dope.
Yes, I like that soundtrack. That was dope. A dope soundtrack. Back when they were still putting out good soundtracks. They played some of the songs in the movie. In like certain scenes. You know, yeah, that was a good. I need to get that song. I got the movie on DVD, but I need to get the actual soundtrack on CD or vinyl.
Yeah, it's
You know.
obvious that Spike Lee is a Public Enemy fan.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Spike. One thing about Spike, like he was a big Public Enemy fan, a big Prince fan. He had Public Enemy do he got Game soundtrack. He had Prince do the Girl Six soundtrack, and I love it. Those are like the artists we grew up with that made timeless music, and they showed that they can put out like dope ass soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely. That's a movie that I know they were talking about doing a sequel. They don't need a sequel to that. That is great the way it is.
Yeah, they need to leave that the way it is. Yeah.
You know. Um, the
I
last
can't
great
see the
album.
comments, man. 'Cause
Oh, okay. Antoine said the last great album from PE is back in '94, so he feels like Music and Our Message was like the last great album. Yeah, He Got Game was great. For Mike's you giving it, okay. I think Sam wanted us to review that movie too. He Got Game.
what's that?
I said I think Sam wanted us to review that movie. He Got Game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we might do that because I don't think it's on Blu-ray. I think it's out of print. It's not on Blu-ray or 4K right now. So
I always like. I remember one time I asked my brother, "Why do you think Chuck D
mhm.
like associated with a guy like Flavor Flav? I mean, here you have this intelligent guy,
Right.
deep intellectual guy. He's he's doing songs with Flavor Flav. Like why?
Mhm.
But he was like, what if they didn't have Flavor Flav in the group? It would have been too serious because it
Right.
Flav lightened the mood. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he was like the
Right. So yeah,
chaser.
like
Like
Flav was like I know people feel like he was a hype man. I don't think he was a hype man. To me, I wanted to hear Flavor Flav more on tracks. I feel like because any track that he was on, he made it memorable. So why not have him more on more Public Enemy albums? And I feel like like Public Enemy, like Chuck D, is just a loyal guy. Like no matter who you are, I think he was just loyal to whoever he considered family or his friends. And Flavor Flav was, he considered that his peoples, and I just think he was loyal to him, and he didn't care about what people had to say or his antics in the media. He was loyal to him, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's not gonna be how you are, how you want them to be. But if you consider them family or friends, you gotta stick by your man. So that I've always looked at it like he was just loyal to Flavor. So
Hmm. Where we at right now?
we were talking about He Got Game.
Oh, okay, cool. So, Music and a Message, very dope album, very underrated if you ask me.
Yeah.
This was released at a time when they were kind of losing popularity because the gangster rap was coming out and the Wu Tangs and the Bad Boys or whatever,
Hmm.
and people were kind of looking at them like they were kind of preachy to say the
Facts.
least.
Facts.
But at the same time, they dropped some of the strongest songs on this whole album. Like So What You Gonna Do Now, I love that track.
Oh yeah.
Thin Line Between Law and Rape, very relevant song today. Give It Up, What Size Your Arm. It's like the production had more of a it's like it had more of a contemporary feel compared to the previous couple, four,
Right.
five, whatever.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
Definitely.
Now,
Definitely.
He Got Game. This was a pretty interesting album. This was I consider like the beginning of like their modern era, to say the least. It was their last album on Def Jam. It was a soundtrack to the Spike Lee movie of the same name, which very dope movie by the way.
Yeah.
Spike Lee and Public Enemy worked together in the past, so you would think like it would like resend to this album too. Um, this album it was good, but not great in my opinion.
Right.
I like certain tracks like Resurrection was cool. Of course, the He Got Game where they used the Buffalo Springfield sample. I like that.
Hmm.
You know, Shake Your Booty. Oh my god. Huh. Never would I have imagined that to be on a Public Enemy album. But I had to say to myself, well, it is a soundtrack, so um and this is like the beginning of them like doing like a lot more guest appearances, like having guest appearances like Karis One, Smooth the Hustler. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I felt like this was a solid album. It's
Yeah.
pretty dope. It's not like the Public Enemy from like the early '90s, late '80s, but they still had their roots to it and shit too. So yeah.
Definitely. Great sound.
Now, yeah, now we are at There's a Poison Going On. This was released in 1999. This album was only supposed to have been released via the internet for the internet. But I think some people drop it as CDs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
This album was okay. To me, the production was the weirdest shit. Like the production was the weirdest shit. We just say he had to hop off.
Okay.
All right,
Salute,
appreciate
BJ.
it, BJ. Salute. Yeah, this was like a weird album. I feel like the production was what really threw me off to say the least. Um, it has some good songs like LSD, Crayola, Last Mask of the Caballeros. It has some stuff like that, but it's not an album I would put with their strongest works and stuff like that. And I feel like, Flavor Flav, he would produce the most of him and Tommy E. Hawk were doing the most of production too. So
Right.
yeah, so I'm gonna give this maybe like a 3.5 out of 5.
I remember they had like controversy with Swindler's Lust with that
Oh yeah,
song because it had like anti-Semitic rhetoric and themes and stuff, and dating back to the Holocaust and the Schindler's List movie from '93.
right.
So I don't think I heard this album. I remember the album cover, but I didn't listen to this one. And
Yeah,
the reissue has bonus tracks. So like if you have like the OG copy has 14 tracks, but the reissue has like five bonus tracks on it.
yes. All right. So now we're gonna get into Revolution. Okay. This came out in 2002. Um, this album was another weird album because it's a mixture of live performances and remixes. There's like a total of 4 or 6 new songs on this album, maybe.
Right.
And some of the remixes was not that good. I felt like it was just a lot to go on. Certain songs should not be remixed. Like
Yeah.
the live songs, I could have done with the live songs.
Right.
And then you had like a Making It to Burn Heart. Like who sequenced this album? Like really? You know what I'm saying?
I
I
didn't know
felt
what they
like
were doing.
you said what?
I didn't know what they were doing on this.
Right. And mind you, this was on Cock Records too,
Hmm.
so that says a lot. Yeah.
Now I have the Revolution tour from 2003. This is a 2 disc set, and I had got this from FYE like back in like 2007, and it has like the booklet. It has like them going all around like Germany and different countries. It's a 2 disc set, and they have like a whole. They do like a lot of the songs from the album as well as they hits. But I love the concert DVD. I didn't care for the album. I just thought like We don't need another remix of Shut 'Em Down. Like we already had that with Pete Rock. When you have a classic remix like that from Pete Rock, you don't need another remix of that. That was a
I
waste of
agree.
time. Burn Hollywood Burn, like a making of for that, and I just thought like this. I don't even call it a real album. It's like more of like a live concert album. I didn't care for it, but the concert DVD is good. Like if y'all can find this on eBay, definitely check it out. If you love like live concerts from Public Enemy, because it is out of print. So
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying on that. Definitely. Now we're gonna get into New World Order. This came out in 2005. I didn't really remember a lot from this album, to be real with you.
mm.
I know
I
Mo,
go ahead, my bad.
I know Moby was on this album,
Yeah,
but I didn't remember a lot.
it was okay. There's certain songs I like. What a Fool Believe and Preaching to the Quiet makes you blind. New World Order, the title track. You know, it has some joints. It wasn't like a solid Public Enemy album at this point in their career, but it's a lot better than the Revolution album.
Right. Yes. Then we're gonna have Rebirth of a Nation. This is a collab album with Paris. This album was not on Spotify or streaming sites, so
Right.
but I heard this album a while back ago, and it was pretty solid for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Public Enemy and Paris are two of hip hop's most political and conscious artists of all time. And you know, with this album too, you had motherfuckers like MC Ren, Dead Prez, Cam. You even had appearances from Professor Griff himself and stuff like that too. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. You know,
I don't have that. I remember when this came out too. I don't have that. But like I told you, like there's a Paris album that I have, and it was like a compilation album with like Paris doing different songs with Public Enemy and Mobb Deep is on that. I have that album, but um, I never heard this album, so I don't know if it's good or not.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
All right. So now we're gonna get into 2007. How you sell soul to a soulless people who sold their soul. Yeah, I remember when this album came out too,
Mhm.
and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This is like the 20th anniversary of their career. I actually like this album, believe it or
Okay.
not. I felt like the production was a lot more darker, more stripped down. That's because you know Jerry G. Wiz definitely had his hand on the majority of the production too.
Right.
I love songs like Title Track was dope. Black is Black. You know, Sex, Drugs, and Violence with Karis One was dope too. This is also the song with Flavor, man. Flavor, man.
Oh God.
Flavor, man. Because you know that was around the time when he was doing Flavor of Love, and I
Right.
remember when he did that song in the Flavor of True Union, he was hyping this shit like it was like the greatest shit ever. And you know what I'm saying? The video was just him dancing in Flavor of Love
Right.
and shit like that. You know, if I find a video, I'm gonna send it to you
Okay.
and shit like that. It's kind of funny as fuck. But yeah, if I was to pick one album I would listen to post '94, it would probably be this one.
This one.
Definitely, yeah. I felt like this one was a personal favorite of mine, and it was like more darker. It was definitely felt like the Bush administration years, you know,
Right.
pre-Obama.
Hmm.
Kind of reminded me a little bit of the Roots Rising Down album.
Right.
Yeah,
That was a dope album too.
very dope.
I didn't hear this one either. I don't even remember when this came out. '07.
Yes.
I don't remember hearing this at all. This one I skipped over. The last three we talked about I skipped over. I didn't hear those, but the other ones I heard after.
Okay. Cool. Let me plug my laptop back because it's about to die. Give me a second.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. Then we're gonna get to 2012 with Most of my heroes don't appear in those stamps. This came out in 2012. Again, I heard this album when it came out. It was a solid album, not great but good. I didn't. I don't think this album was on streaming, believe it or not. It was on Spotify,
Right.
but it was solid. I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, there was some joints that I liked off of here. The joint with DMC, RLTK, that was a banger. Like it was just dope to hear like DMC collaborate with Public Enemy. They got Bumpy Knuckles on here on a song called Get It In. That was fire. Large Pro was on here on a song called Catch a Dawn. That was dope. They had some joints on here. Get Up Stand Up with Brother Ali. Again, like it's not a classic. You know, it's there's some bangers on here. I probably would give it a 3 because I think it was like one of the better albums in that time for Public Enemy. So
Yeah, definitely. I didn't hear the Evil Empire of Everything. I didn't hear that one.
I heard it. I don't remember none of the songs though. I heard it like once, but I don't remember like none of the songs. They had like a lot of that collabs. The Ziggy Marley's on this album.
Yeah,
Um, Henry Rollins is on this album. There's a lot of different collabs on here. I don't remember none of the joints on here though.
definitely. Um, I didn't hear Man Plans God's Laugh. I didn't hear that one.
This one I didn't hear either. I didn't hear
Yeah.
that. That's like 11 tracks.
Um, I did not hear Nothing is Quick in the Desert because this is around the time when Chuck D and Flavor Flav were kind of having a little beef
Right.
or whatever, and this is around the time when they kicked Flavor Flav out the group,
Mm-hmm.
but it turned out to be a prank. Believe it or not, which I'll talk about that
That is good.
later on.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause I remember when that shit happened, I was mad as fuck. I was like, what? Like, come on now, like,
Uh,
yeah,
It looked like they took some of the songs from this album and put it on the last album, because like
yeah.
the album covers look similar, and like there's certain songs like Toxic and Yesterday that's on the recent album. So I don't know what that's about. Is it a sequel to the latest one?
I want to say yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why like they have like similar album covers.
Yes, sir. And now fast forward to the year 2020, um, they pretty much dropped the recent what are you gonna do when the grid goes down? This came out in 2020. Again, like this was around the time when the elections was coming out, and it was pretty much revealed that like Flavor Flav was like a Trump supporter, and Chuck D and Flavor Flav was going in it with the media, but it turned out it was a prank, believe it or not, saying, "Oh, we didn't." It was like a hoax because of how politics can be over up to the media, what people think and whatnot too.
Right.
But Flavor Flav said he wasn't part of the whole. It was a very weird story, but we were just grateful that they were back together, and it was signed to Def Jam 2,
Mm-hmm.
which I want to say this was a very dope album, a very strong album.
Right.
I remember when they performed like the Fight the Power 2020 on the BT Awards
Mm-hmm.
last year too,
Yeah.
and shit like that. That had
Nas was on that.
Nas, Rap City, Black Thought, YG, Questlove. Ja. I mean, it was a very dope remix and shit.
That was good.
I like the song they did with Cypress Hill and George Clinton, Grid.
Great.
Smash the Crowd was pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday Man with Daddy Yo. This, like I said, this was a very dope one. Public Enemy #1
Mm-hmm.
was very strong
That
too.
was dope.
Yeah, man, this is a very strong album. Like, it's like after like 35 years, they still got it
Yeah.
at whatnot too. So I'll give this like maybe like 4 out of 5.
I want to say this is like the best Public Enemy album since he got game. Like this is the one that I really enjoyed out of like all the other ones from the 2000s and 2010s. Cause they just seem it just feel like a Public Enemy album, and having Primo on the album. I'm like, why did it take so long for them to even work with Primo? Like that should have happened decades ago. And The
Right.
State of the Union joint. I love that joint. The video was dope. You got Primo in there scratching and everything, and that was a dope joint. George Clinton on Grid, and like after the intro, you got that song, and they talking about like how people are so addicted to their phones and social media. What are they gonna do if the internet goes out? And I love that song. That's something to think about. And having George Clinton on there was real funky, and Be Real from Cypress Hill. He had a dope verse on there. You got Beat 'Em All with PMD from EPMD Paris Smith. He killed it. Yesterday with Daddy O, another one of my favorite tracks. And like I love the chorus where they're like referring to like what happened to when they say when Kanye and Kim broke up. Is Run still talking to DMC? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like just talking about like different iconic duos or whatever. And having Daddy O from Stetson Sonic on the chorus was dope, and that's one of my favorite tracks on here. And you got Number One, like I said, like they had sampled I forgot the track we had mentioned before that they sampled. And you got Beastie Boys on there, Mike D and Ad Rock, and you got Run DMC on there, and that was like a dope ass collab. Um, it's a dope album. Like I enjoyed like a lot of good features. You got some skits on there as well. But I think this is like one of the best Public Enemy albums in years. So like they still got it, and I hope that they continue to make dope ass music and spread that consciousness right now that we need in this country.
I agree.
Clutch was good, yo.
So Clutch. All right, that concludes all their albums. But I do want to mention a few solo albums, like Terminator X's album, like '91, and the one from '94. Um, one from '91 was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much had like a couple of nice joints and shit like that too. You know, give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up the album right now so I can remember the songs. Yeah, this one was known for songs like Buck Wildin' with Chucky and Sister Soldier, which I was looking forever for that song because that song actually debuted when they performed at In Living Color or whatnot too.
Right.
And he performed like 10, 15 seconds of this track before going to Fight the Power. Um, Homie Don't Play That was very good. Wanna Be Dancing, Back to the Scene at the Base. I mean, this whole album was a very solid album. I'll give it like a 4 out of 5.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Which one you talking about? Chuck D?
No, I'm talking about Terminator X's albums first.
The Valley of the Jeep.
Yeah.
That one I heard. Is that the one with the Houdini joint?
No, that's the next one.
I don't remember Valley. I don't remember the other album with the Houdini song on there.
Same. Yeah. Yeah. We're speaking of that one. That one is called Super Bad. Yeah, this one again was pretty solid. Like you mentioned, it was known for the Houdini song. It all comes down to the money.
Yeah, that
Very
was a
dope
good joint.
track. Yeah. I like the song with Ice T, Light, Q, Chuck D, Sticker, with the Punk Barbarians, which they were another group affiliated with Public Enemy and shit like that. They dropped a very dope album. I want to say back in like '95
Mhm.
and stuff like that too. Which I was going to talk about, but I didn't have time to listen to that one,
Right.
so I will save my thoughts on that album another time.
So
Um, yeah, this one was a very good album. I'll give it like 4 out of 5 too.
that joint, I remember that joint. That joint was bringing like the Houdini joint. That was being played on the radio. Like that was like a huge hit for them. Coming back after like a couple of years off, and um, that like Terminator X again. Like he's underrated DJ. Definitely got to salute him, and yeah, that was a dope ass album.
Yeah, I see what you're saying on that one. And last album is Chuck D, The Misadventures of Mr. Chuck. This came out in 1996. This was a very dope, underrated album. This was only known for like one single called No, which is another dope
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
Um, this pretty much could have been a Public Enemy album, but
yeah.
you know, It was just Chuck D, doing his thing and whatnot. But Can You Kill the Nigga in You was a dope track. Horizontal Heroin. Yeah, this is the 4.5 out of 5.
I remember watching the No video. Like he was just against everything. No, no
Right.
jewelry,
No
no,
truth.
no bitches, no nothing. Everything was no in his rhyme. Like it was
Like no
all no.
pork.
Yeah. I was like, what am I hearing? What is this, yo? It was like he was totally against the mainstream and the shiny suit era, and it was no everything. I'm like, is there a yes track to this? Like, can we get
Right.
a sequel for this? This the album. I heard the album like way back though. I don't remember too much off of it though, but I thought even then like that album would have like blew up for Chuck. You know what I'm saying? Like going getting away from Public Enemy and going solo on his own. You know, but yeah, it had like a few bangers on it though.
Yeah, definitely. And that concludes the Public Enemy Breakdown. You know, there it goes. Like I said,
Oh
I'm
man.
not going to talk about Flavor Flav's album. I'm not going to talk about that one.
Oh boy.
I'm going to stay on for a few seconds and shit.
Antoine said I love the features with Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it all comes down to the money. That was fire.
Chuck D's creative with that shit. Oh, yeah, he is.
Definitely.
Like, know this, know that, know this.
Crazy.
Shit, so what you do this Juneteenth?
Yes, I was watching the Nets game. That's what I was doing.
Mm.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I was just chilling,
Yeah.
making money, went to a cookout.
Right. Yep.
I was supposed to have gone downtown with this girl, but she kind of bailed out on me last minute because she was doing her hair.
She's doing her hair.
Yeah.
She should have did her hair in preparation for going out.
Well, her hairdresser came late.
Oh.
Well,
Sam said, "What day in July you doing the Roots of Evil album?"
I don't know yet.
That's gonna be part of the Cool G Rap discography breakdown.
Yeah, but
Janet
that,
Jackson featured Chuck D and New Agenda.
yes, she did.
Yeah. Yeah.
BET Awards are next week.
Yeah. Next week.
Hmm. Oh wow, they canceled Jamie Foxx's sitcom on Netflix. Oh wow.
Wow. Already?
Yeah,
Why they
and
do that?
everyone said he loved it. Wow.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Watch people say, "Oh, it's racist, racist." Man. I drank a lot of that cookout more than I thought I did. Shit.
Right.
I think after this video, I might just chill out for the night, watch some TV.
True.
I did enough of that decent so far.
Yep.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out
Yeah.
there.
Take care of your kids.
And no, this is not a day for single mothers. I'm tired of that shit. Talking about, is this a day for single mothers? No, y'all have Mother's Day. Because lately, they've been trying to like quote unquote cancel Father's Day.
Mm.
I was like, well, y'all trying to cancel Father's Day, y'all should cancel Mother's Day and shit.
Why they trying to cancel Father's Day?
Because they feel like it's bad for mothers and shit.
How?
I don't know.
You have fathers. There are some fathers out there that do take care of their kids. But it's
Exactly.
not the majority of them though.
Exactly.
You know. Better lyricist Chuck D or Cool G Rap?
Coogee,
Cool G
man.
Rap. Sam said Roots of Evil is his favorite Cool G Rap album.
Oh, word.
That's dope. Yep. My favorite Father's Day song, yes, LG and the Bulldogs. Love that
Be a father to your child.
classic album, man. We gotta definitely discuss some LG.
Yes. I was listening to that. I got to have it track the other day.
Yes. That sample's been used by so many people. You know?
Another dope father track is Shaq. Biological don't matter.
Right.
Y'all ready for that Shaq discography breakdown later on?
When are you doing that in July?
No, I'm fall.
Oh, the fall. The
Yeah.
Shaq discography. Wow. Thank goodness he ain't got like 16 albums like Public Enemy. You know what I mean?
Shaq.
Ronnie said his favorite. He said,
The only place you'll hear a nigga talking about his album.
I don't know if that's good or bad. For Ronnie said his favorite Father's Day song is Luther Vandross "Dancing with My Father" again.
Oh yeah, that one's dope.
That's dope.
Bit too heavy, but it's dope.
What about Machiavelli, Just Like Daddy?
Or George Michael father figure.
Oh man.
Oh,
Lord.
mm, mm. I would be your father figure.
Right?
Put your tiny hands on mine. Like what?
Uh,
Like I said, I told you he was talking about prostitution in that track.
oh, was he?
That's what I thought. I've always
Oh,
thought he was talking.
prostitution. Wow. I just remember him being like wasn't he like a cab driver in that video?
Yeah.
Picking up like prostitutes.
You want to react?
Man.
You want to react to that video right now?
Right now. Oh shit.
I mean, why not?
Columbia is Columbia Records gonna allow us to?
Um, shit. That's a good question because I don't want this public enemy breakdown being blocked because of George Michael. Low
Right.
key.
Damn you, George.
We can probably do it tomorrow or something.
Oh man. Yeah,
Shit.
that shit went over my head. I'm like, what's going on here? Is he a cab driver? What is going on? Is he a pimp?
And then that was the era when he was wearing them fucking shades and shit
Right.
with the leather jacket.
In like
that-
every video he was wearing that. I was like his wardrobe, yo. He went on tour, he had the wife beater with the boots and the leather jacket and the shades. I'm like, he didn't have nothing else to wear. That was like his thing.
nigga went from short shorts to
Right.
fucking shades.
Right. Let me grow like a little beard and cut my hair short and you know. Stevie Wonders, who the hell is you? Why you got Stevie Wonder name? Be original. Shit is hilarious. Niggas come on here and they want to talk shit. Like, don't do that.
Man, I can kick your ass out. I can kick his
Meanwhile,
ass
you got a
out.
name like Stevie Wonders. Like,
I
come
can
on.
kick his ass. I can kick your blind ass out
How,
right
how
now.
original
What's
is that?
I can kick his blind ass out right now. What's up?
You need to make Sam and Ronnie the mods so they could kick niggas like that out.
For real. Cackling like females. It's okay. I cack like a female, but I get
Yep.
fucking head whenever I feel like
You,
it. What's
you
up?
watching us now. So what that say about your life?
Yo, dead ass. You know what? After this, we can do a quick reaction to this George Michael shit because this shit's hilarious.
Oh man.
It's been a while since we all did like a dope reaction to
I
a
know,
video.
yo. Shout out to Ashley, wherever she's at.
Yeah. Yo, we still got. We gotta do the cartoon theme songs
Oh yeah,
too.
that's right. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm finished with my list just about. I gotta send that to you.
For which one?
The
Quincy Jones.
cartoon, the cartoon, the Quincy Jones list I ain't even do yet.
Oh yeah, the TV themes. That's gonna be
Sam,
probably after
Sam said
Primo.
give him a wrench. Yes, Sam. Give Sam a wrench so you can kick niggas like that out.
Stevie Wonders. Oh, you think you're original because he's spelling that with the D, it was the Z and shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so original.
Ball. I can't even tell
Oh,
if
gee,
you
I
are.
wonder where he got that name from.
I can't even tell if you're a boy or a girl based on your profile
Right?
picture.
Don't show your picture at all. You don't look good.
I don't even want to slay. I don't even want to slay your ass right now because shit.
Hey, if you come on here talking shit, that's what you gonna get.
Shit. Let me stop.
Red Fox versus Jimmy Lynch.
Who's Jimmy Lynch?
I'm assuming he's a comedian.
Shit.
Jimmy
I'm,
Lynch. I never heard of Jimmy Lynch.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Red Fox. Luckily. Somebody said a cheesy music video. I'm never gonna peep this ebony eyes. Rick James fucking on his.
I thought we did that already.
Oh, we did.
We
We
did.
did. I'm just watching the video for my leisure.
Oh, Joe C. Crawford. You thought that was a cheesy video, Ronnie?
That was actually a good. That was not cheesy.
No.
Cause nah, I
That
feel
was
like niggas try to remake that end up being cheesy.
Sam is waiting. He's waiting. I don't think you right. You know how to give them the wrench? Oh no.
Nigga, I'm all the way in Raleigh. I don't know where Sam's at.
No. You can give them the wrench on your live stream.
Oh no, I don't know. Hold
Yeah.
on.
I think you gotta like double click their name and give them the wrench.
But yeah, don't worry.
There's
Don't
a way to
worry.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So ain't no one's bothering me right now, so I'm chilling right now.
He's a comedy back. Yo, he was a comedian back in the '70s. Jimmy Lynch. I don't know him.
Definitely gotta look him up. Lately, I've been liking like a lot of stand-ups from the '70s and shit.
Right.
First of all, who would let Rick James fly a plane? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like dead ass.
Right. And he was coked up. Crazy. Ronnie wants a wrench too. This is the wrench gang. Man.
Actually, Loki Smokey was coked up around this era too.
Smokey?
Yeah, Smokey was doing coke around this time.
Smokey Robinson?
Yeah, Smokey.
Oh shit!
I hate how y'all niggas act like Smokey's an angel and shit. This
I
nigga,
thought
Smokey has some tea too. Shit.
Wow.
Don't let them fucking green eyes fool you.
Wow. Yeah, but he living right now. What happened to Rick?
Just because niggas live like niggas do. Tina Turner did all them drugs. She's still alive and shit. She got beat by it.
They taking care of themselves right now. You know?
This nigga Rick on his fucking knees. Like, get up. Get
Oh,
up.
Jimmy Lynch, the funky tramp? Wow.
I thought they called that. I thought they called Lorana Page that. Fuck.
Smokey Robinson did drugs. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was right after he got his divorce and Marvin Gaye died and shit.
Wow.
This was Rick James had a Suzanne from Dallas hairstyle and shit.
Suzanne. Coked up flavor or sober flavor? I don't know when flavor was
Ball.
ever sober.
I'm not answering this shit.
When was he ever sober?
What he did Flavor of Love.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Flavor.
They wasn't dropping good music back then, so maybe coked up flavor.
This nigga went through 3 seasons only to get with his baby mama. Like, get the fuck out of here.
but he end up picking Delicious. I know he slept with Delicious.
He slept with all them.
Oh yeah, of course he did. Hoops and all them cats.
He was like, yo, Boots, my girl.
Right.
No, then Monique trying to teach them charm school and shit.
Right. Oh my god. That was horrible.
I was like, Monique teaching charm school.
That was horrible.
I. It was
Did
more
you
funny
ever
than.
heard James movie? Yeah.
Well, they're making a documentary of Showtime.
Are they?
hmm
Wow.
I actually saw the preview. And they were talking
What's
about how George Clinton was jealous of Rick James and shit.
damn.
Because, George Clinton always accused Rick James of stealing from
Hmm.
P Funk, but they ended up being cool with one another.
Right.
That's when niggas be funny. Like, niggas get mad at each other and they write poems. I saw it on Facebook. Like, niggas get mad, they write poems to one another.
Wow. Are you serious? It's crazy. Worst album, China Doll or PD Forever? I can't
Forever.
pick. They equally as bad.
Forever. At least I enjoyed a little bit of China Doll.
Oh Lord, I didn't enjoy neither.
Okay, this is the most retarded part. Y'all mean to tell me y'all stuck on an island, but y'all trying to invite your girls for a romantic getaway? Get out of here.
Didn't they plane crash or some shit?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and they found some random clothes. I'm like, so y'all just found some old random
Some old
clothes.
dead people clothes.
Right. Mind you, before the pandemic,
Right.
but this song is way better than Tell Me track with Billy D. Williams.
Right.
Fucking Billy D. Williams, like, tell me, please, just
Oh my god.
just tell me. And I love Billy D. I love Billy D. Williams, but I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Lando Calrissian.
Fucking Lady Sings the Blues.
Right.
Diana Ross movie.
the Colt 45 guy.
Oh shit.
Man.
What else was he on? What else was Billy D. Williams at?
Doing a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit. Fucking Florence fiending over you and the Jeffersons looking at.
God. Favorite Billy D. Williams movie? That
Oh,
one.
that's easy. Lady Sings the Blues.
Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back.
Well, that's his most iconic. Because I'm never going to be a Star Wars fan, but
Right.
like James Earl Jones, Billy D. Williams. I mean, think about it, Star Wars did more for Black people than people put together. Should think about that.
You know there was a rumor going around that they wanted Tupac for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that's what I told you that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you told me that?
yeah. When we did the movie breakdown, I told you that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I
It
can't see
ca-
Tupac as Mace Windu. It's just something about Pac and Yoda I don't get. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mahogany. He was in that with Diana Ross. That was a good film. Return of the Jedi. That's the first one I actually went to see. I had a school trip to see that back in the day. And I fell asleep like through halfway the movie. You know when a 3 hour movie, there's no 5-year-old that's watching that for 3 hours. At some point
Right.
they're gonna get tired.
Like, mommy, this is still on.
Yeah. I had a class trip and I woke up like I think the Ewok they were battling the Ewoks in the forest and shit.
Oh wow.
And then in that scene, but yeah, I watched it like many years later, but that shit was long. Cool G Rap and DJ Polo songs, Road to Riches, verse in the streets of New York.
Streets of New York.
Fire. That's funny. Stevie Wonders, where you at, you bitch ass nigga? You still in here? Low key stalking us like a weirdo?
Cackling like females.
Enough of these niggas. Like, do something with your life, yo.
Nigga, do we look like the fucking real to you, nigga? Like,
Stevie Wonders. I'm gonna come on with tomorrow night. I'm gonna come on with Smokey Robinson. I'm gonna put like a Z at the end of Robinson.
nigga, we cackling like females, but we gonna interview Melba Moore in 2
Yeah,
weeks. So
exactly.
what's up?
What you doing with your life? Jerking
Nigga, so
off?
what's up?
Jerking off watching us? You bitch ass. Don't be brave on here. He got scared. He probably watching us and jerking his little noodle right now.
Shit,
Homo
your
ass nigga.
song, your songs in the key of life ain't gonna save your ass this time.
I gotta be respectful, but we got a legend, Melba Moore, coming on here next week. I gotta be respectful. I can't be in the mud with these bitch asses, man.
Yeah,
My mama watching this shit.
I'm wild.
Sorry, mama.
Man, my mama knows I curse, man. So I don't
You
give a
know what I
fuck.
mean?
My
She don't
mama
want me
taught.
acting thuggish on here, yo.
Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta have class for Melba.
Yeah, yeah.
Loki, I'm trying to get Pam Grier. Like lately, I'm on a
Pam
high
Grier.
lately. Yeah,
Okay, let's
I'm
go.
I'm, I'm thinking big, man. Fuck this.
Black exploitation episode,
Yeah, I'm thinking big.
no doubt.
Fuck Vlad. Fuck
Oh
fuck Vlad
man.
TV, yo.
Queen featuring David Bowie under pressure or Michael Jackson say with Paul McCartney.
Under pressure.
Man, damn man, I love both of those songs. I can't go against Mike. I'm sorry. It's just blasphemy if I do that.
If it was the Guild is mine, then that would be a different
I
story.
love that one too. They should have did a whole album together. Like that would have been crazy.
I don't know about that though.
No,
I mean, yes and no. I don't know.
Pam Grier's a Gemini black exploitation icon. Yes. I wonder what she's up to nowadays. Pam Grier. What is she doing?
She has a farm.
She has a phone.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She still acts.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything in a minute. I'll bring her on here and she can talk about her what it was like to get undressed in coffee and shit like that.
Shit.
I want to hear the juicy details. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Listen to the flamingos. I only have eyes for you, Trey.
Yes. Classic.
Fucking Fuji's killed that sample.
Yeah.
You're still a false prophet.
Oh my god.
This coming from a nigga that cheated on his girl
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. Okay.
Yeah.
But you come around like you Hades' golden child. Okay. All right. What IoT.
Wyclef, man. This dude.
IoT.
Good Kisser. Yeah, that was a dope song from Usher. When was that? Like 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. He never did put that on any album.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't on the Heart, was it Heart to Earn? Not Heart to Earn, Heart to Love or some shit.
And that album was trash.
Yeah, I didn't like that. He didn't put. I don't think he put that on that album. That was like a single.
Stupid.
The Youngsters was illegal. I got the Youngsters all day.
I only heard like a couple of legal tracks. I'm gonna go with the youngsters.
Well, I only did one album, so they broke up after the first album.
They were down with EPMD, right?
Yeah. Eric Sherman did like some. I believe he did the whole album for them. They were down with Dallas Austin with Rowdy Records.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Eric
Dallas.
Sherman did like the joints, and then like Mr. Malik, he was supposed to be on Death Row. And,
Oh wow.
And Marley G went with Death Squad. Would y'all consider 3LW a dollar store? What do y'all do? Where do y'all get with these questions? Destiny's Child? Hell no, they're not in the same league with Destiny's Child. They don't got the hits like Destiny's Child. A dollar store Destiny's Child? Really, Ronnie?
I like Adrian Moore when she was on the Cheetah Girls.
I can't name 5 songs from DLW.
3LW.
A dollar store Destiny's Child. Yo. Oh man.
God,
I hope
yo.
Beyonce ain't watching this shit. It's not me that's saying this shit.
They shouldn't be in the same sentence.
For real, yo. 3LW? They didn't last long enough, nigga. Those bitches had like a food fight in a limousine. And broke up after that.
3 low life women. That's what they should call themselves.
How does that happen? Like, You know, that what? How could like how are you a limo driver and you allowing
How you
these
throwing?
chicks to throw
How you
food in the
throwing
limo?
KFC? How you throwing KFC? How you
That's
throwing?
even the most ghettoest shit ever I've heard, yo.
How
They
you,
throwing gravy and they throwing mashed potatoes and wings at each other. I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing?
what did Colonel Sanders do to you that throw some KFC?
They should have got a commercial out of that, yo. Oh my god.
Oh
I thought that
shit!
shit was a lie. I didn't know that shit actually happened.
I thought it was a lie too.
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
Latoya confirmed it.
nah. I mean, y'all not even throwing Bojangles. Y'all throwing KFC.
What's your what? Ask us a question like that. What's your favorite food to throw in a food fight or some shit?
Oh, well, actually, I remember I was at a food fight one time
Uh
back in high school,
huh.
and niggas were throwing food. So I had like a carton of milk, right? I didn't give a fuck. I just threw the carton of milk at motherfuckers and shit.
Yo, I used to throw grapes out the window at neighbors passing by,
I used
and then
to, I
like
used,
I would hide behind the windows, the windowsill and shit.
I used to throw paper out at random cars back in the school bus.
You know?
And then one time, one motherfucker came to the bus and stuff like that. Like, who threw it?
Yeah.
Who threw it?
My grandmother be like, don't waste my grapes. Oh man.
I remember one time, I was doing some nigga knocking and shit like that.
Nigga
And
knock. What is
yeah,
that?
it's like when you kick a door and you run and shit. It's like a
Nigga
black,
knocking. That's what y'all call it?
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like
I
ding
never
dong
heard that.
ditch. It's like ding dong ditch and shit. And so one time I kicked the door and fucking security from came up to me talking about we heard there was so much kicking doors and stuff. You know what happened? I was like, nah, I was just making some mac and cheese. What happened?
Wow.
And so
He said,
Coogee and Justin was there, and I came out. I was like, oh my god, what happened? Yo, they did this.
this nigga said nigga knocking. Wow.
Yeah, I was looking all surprised and shit. I was like, oh my god, where was the security at?
What do I think about the Real the World remake? Well, I can tell you one thing, Tupac ain't on it. That's what I
I
can tell you about it. The remake was trash. I'm not
I
even going to discuss that remake.
IFT.
No.
That's
Please
all you
don't
should know.
say that. Oh man.
You and me.
Oh my
Jamie
god.
Foxx.
No.
Jamie Foxx is
That
Ray
remake was
Charles.
terrible.
What did Jamie Foxx say? You and me. His Ray
Hey yo,
Charles.
the facial expression on Jennifer Hudson was hilarious. So when she looked back at that nigga like, what are you doing?
And he's just smiling.
I'm the singer here. What you doing?
I was like, nigga, this is not Ray. It's not 2004 no more.
She looked at him like, you not in Ray, nigga.
You try to do a little dance and shit.
That was funny.
No, Cyndi Lauper. Well.
Cyndi Lauper was underrated though. She could sing.
She can.
She
It was that wow. I remember
What do you
Michael
think is
Jackson
the
was making
best era? The best era of pop music was the '80s. When it started it fell off in the '90s with the Macarena and all that bullshit. Remember the Macarena song? I couldn't stand that. The Macarena
everything before boy bands.
and Ace of Base, that shit. I saw the sign. That bullshit. Oh my god.
What did Kanye say that remix? Democrats.
Oh man.
IFT.
Public Enemy before they fired Professor Grant. Before. You thought they were better after?
To be honest, they didn't get bad until maybe
Well, he came back anyway. He came back into
yeah.
it.
Besides he was like a creative consultant after he got
Right.
fired too. So it's not like he left.
Right.
Chuck D still looked out. He got him a deal with Luke Records.
Yep.
Out of all record labels, Luke Records.
Right. That's funny.
By that rap part, they were just trying so hard. We all need somebody we can lean.
Oh my god. Why? Why?
And the fucking LL holding his heart and shit like that.
Don't let Wyclef spearhead any fucking charity song.
Give me Sun City anytime and
You know what I
shit.
mean? He couldn't even spare his own solo career, let alone a charity song.
And they have auto tune. Like, come on.
Oh Lord,
Oh
no,
wow, I just realized Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys was on this shit. Oh wow.
that was unforgettable, unmemorable to me.
Everyone was just doing the most. You could just see the dollar signs in everybody's
Yep,
eyes.
basically.
No wonder Beyonce wasn't here.
Right? She's like, nah, I'll pass. I got babies to make.
Well, because she was pregnant at that time too.
Yeah,
Well, almost pregnant, whatever.
right. In the process of getting pregnant.
Right.
When did Kanye fall off? I don't think Kanye fall off. I think every artist has bad albums. I don't think he fell off. I think he'll come back to his prominence. You know, this divorce, he needed this divorce, so cause he got to get back to great music. And now I hear that Kim is fucking Drake.
She's fucking everybody, so it's no
So
surprise.
yeah, I smell a verses Drake and Kanye. Let's get it.
Nah.
You don't want to see that?
Nah.
I would love that. Cause Kanye can't stand Drake. I would love that shit. Favorite
The
high
only
school subject? I didn't have one. Gym. That
English.
was my favorite. Gym.
But this white girl, man. Did I tell you about the white girl yesterday?
Nah, what happened with that?
So I picked her and her boyfriend up when I was Ubering,
Mm-hmm.
and they were kind of drunk because they were on their way home and shit like that.
Right.
And we ended up talking about police and injustice
Oh Lord.
because they were talking about how they were drunk driving and shit like that, and the cops pulled them over.
Mm.
So I told her about how I got
They,
arrested.
they thought it was unfair for them.
Pretty much, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
we had
try being black then. You know, walk in our shoes for a day and you see the injustice.
and like the white girl was like she was gravitated by when I was talking about injustice and all that
Oh
bullshit.
Lord. She looked
And
at you
then
like you was like the new MLK, huh?
she was like, because I was listening to Jay Z's Reasonable Doubt. I like to have hip hop when I'm Ubering and shit like
Right.
that. So she's like, "Can you turn the music down for a minute?" I was like, "What the fuck you talking to?" And then she's like, "No, no." She was like, "Cause she wanted to hear my voice, pretty much and shit like
What? She
that,
want to hear your voice.
in front of her boyfriend."
Right.
So I
She
was
low
like,
key hitting on you.
right. So I was like, "Yeah." I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yeah." So I was talking about all that shit, right? And I was telling her about how I got arrested over that bullshit. And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened to
Yeah,
you."
it happens, lady. We get stopped just for being black in the streets. It happens to me.
She's like, "Wow, you are so brave." Like,
Yeah, and we
I
need to
was
tell about it.
like,
You know,
look,
where's my story on the History Channel and shit.
shit.
You know, where's my biopic? I need a Judas Priest part two.
And
You know,
then there was this one other white girl weeks
mm,
ago. Me and my friend Jermaine, we were at some store and her boyfriend was trying some shit on. Like, it was like one of those sex stores
mm.
and shit like that.
You
And her
was you was
boyfriend,
waiting for them.
huh?
You was waiting for them.
No, no, no. I was just hanging out with my friend. He wanted to go to the store.
Oh,
So I was like, okay, we can go like real quick before I go back home and shit. And pretty much she was like trying some shit on. It was like a sex store. And we were just talking about like some weird shit and stuff like that. And the next thing
mm.
you know, she was all like, "Yeah, I think I look good in this. What do you think?" While her boyfriend was trying shit on, pretty
Hold
much,
on.
like
She was trying on lingerie in front of you.
kind of like she was just holding it like that, shit like
What
that,
the fuck? Wow.
Shit.
Those white chicks, boy, they freaky.
Well, man, I was like, "Yeah, you better behave
Yeah.
yourself."
Yeah, Reg need a biopic on him too.
Shit.
Hardest working man on YouTube. We need one.
But no biopic when I'm dead though. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
I want one when I'm alive, damn it. So I can tell the director what to do.
Ronnie said, "The emotions don't ask my neighbors or best of my love. Don't ask my neighbors." My favorite song from Imperial. So
Don't
that
ask my
yeah.
neighbor.
You ever heard the Tishina Arnold and Tisha Campbell version?
Mm-hmm. They performed it.
They were doing the absolute most on that song, especially Tisha
Oh
Campbell.
Lord, they should have been artists. Well, I know Tisha tried. Victoria's Secret. What about it? I ain't wearing it as long as the woman look good in it.
But I don't know what white people see in me sometimes. Like, what the
What they
fuck?
seen you? Cause you're black.
Yeah.
What you mean? Duh.
It's like all my cousins, like they always date white women, trying to
Right.
get me to date white women. I'm like, yo,
I
I'm.
have cousins in my family that they had babies with white women and all that. So
It's like being with a white girl will save my
yeah,
problems and
I'm
shit.
good. My preference is Spanish and black, so I'm good on that. I don't need a Julia Roberts. Give me a Rosie Perez.
Shit, you got to be a special kind of white girl to turn me on and shit. Like, you got to be what Sammy Davis Jr. That white girl Sammy Davis Jr. was.
You gotta be a porn star. Like
Not even
you
a
know what I
porn
mean?
star. Hell no. I would never.
Yeah.
I would date a black porn star
I
than a
need a
white
porn
porn
star. I'm
star.
sorry. She gotta be a freak. She can't be some boring ass chick in bed. That's what make men cheap. You know. You better do hoops in bed for a nigga with fire coming out of that shit.
I actually got head from a white girl one time.
What was it? The girls are dope.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever got head.
Sam said Italian women are cool. How you know? I thought you
Oh
didn't like
yeah,
them.
I love Italian women, especially when they got like, that little hair on the arms.
I thought you didn't like women. What you mean?
Oh wow, Ronnie, Temptations did a cover of that song.
Motown Records versus Stax. Motown for me.
Shit.
Victoria's Secret ain't got the sizes for every woman though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Motown. Cause Stax, their reign was kind of short compared to Motown.
Motown definitely. Yeah, Victoria ain't got the like Rihanna. Rihanna's lingerie line. She got the sizes for like the BBW women and all that. You know, Fenty lingerie. You know, you should be asking Ashley this shit. Why you asking me? I don't know nothing about Victoria's Secret. Yo, we gotta get Ashley on here so she could answer these questions. Yo. You're asking the wrong one.
I'm gonna stay until like 2 o'clock.
Dude.
But when niggas used to write love songs back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
they were actually going through shit. Like, don't ask
Right,
my neighbors
right,
reasons.
right.
That's the way I feel about you.
Love don't live here anymore.
Oh my god.
Not these what they call love songs now. Like I don't
Let's
get
take
it. I don't know what love songs like Trey Songz sing.
my body,
You know,
your
pull
body.
your thong to the side. That's a love song. Okay.
LOL smiley face.
Justin Bieber. Oh Lord, why are we
Give
talking
me,
about Justin
give
Bieber?
me Raheem Devon Zaddy anytime and shit.
Right.
Give me
Right.
Raheem
He
Devon.
Raheem got a little nasty on that Love Sick album.
Hey, I
You
don't give a
know,
fuck. I love that's R&B we need
that's
and
R&B.
shit.
Yes, it needs to go back to that when it was tastefully done.
Give me her with Focus on Me.
Right. What
Give me
about
Chloe and Halle.
Janae Aiko? You like Janae Aiko?
Oh, I love Janae Aiko.
The Supposed to be.
Not that song.
That's
Not that. See, I liked her from All Sold Out
Mhm.
minus that song Onward.
Right.
I don't need that.
Was
I
it the
don't.
Marion feature?
Yeah, is that I don't like that. I don't need you. I don't
Right.
need
You
you.
are.
I don't need.
They
I
play
hate
that
it.
too much. They play that way too
I'm
much.
like, I don't want to hear this no more. I don't want it. I don't want it. I
Right.
don't want it.
And she a dope singer, man.
She is.
She's dope.
The album she did with Big Sean. I
Yeah.
like that one.
That's the only thing in regards to Big Sean that I like. Cause I actually think they had good chemistry on 2088, but I don't like Big Sean. I think he's overrated.
I know a lot of people are giving him flack because when Naya Rivera died,
Hmm.
he saw me all like, oh my god, I miss Naya.
Right.
Pretty much
Yeah. You cheated
the
on her.
puffy Kim Porter
Right.
syndrome.
You cheated on Naya. You cheated on Ariana.
Right? Like what the fuck?
You cheated on Janae.
How the fuck you cheat on Janae?
Maybe he's
Niggas.
gay. I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't understand it.
I hope it's not no white woman.
Probably. That's the only project I like with him on, cause they actually got good chemistry. Like when he was on the not Chilumbo, the album before that Trip, and we discussed that.
Yeah.
I like the songs that she did with him on there, but I don't think he's good.
Yeah, it's like to me, he never really impressed me.
Right. Yeah. He's like a Midwest fabulous. I always looked at him like he's another fab.
I wouldn't go that far. Because actually, Big Sean impressed me more than Fabulous.
I don't care if Kanye co-signed him. I think I always think he was overrated to me.
He was
I'm like, what's
ass,
so good
ass,
about Big
ass,
Sean?
ass.
Tell me. I've been in group chats with niggas saying that Big Sean is better than Common. Like, are y'all niggas nuts?
Whoa. Okay, now y'all going too far.
I had to leave that group chat. I'm like, nah, y'all young kids, please shut up. Take note, because I don't want to hear people come to me with this bullshit about Big Sean is better than Common. He's not, on no level.
Ronnie, I'm going with the emotions.
Yeah, she's sexy, man. She got nice feet, beautiful toes, man. I like sexy feet on a woman. I do. It's like the icing on the cake. You can't be sexy from your neck to your ankles and then your feet look like shit. You know
You know who has sexy feet?
who?
Vanessa Williams.
Oh, Vanessa's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Miss America, she gorgeous.
yeah.
Damn you, Rick Fox.
Sometimes I just wish Cougars would be more loose this decade. It's like ever since the 2020s, it's like
More loose.
they've been
It's
so
it's COVID.
to themselves. I'm
It's
like,
COVID. That's why.
whatever happened to the
Yeah,
Cougars, like the
it's
50,
called a pandemic. That's why.
whatever happened to the 45-year-old Cougars that would just
Yeah, they
sneak
still
around with
there.
a
You
20
gotta
year old?
wait like an extra year for them to come around again. You
It's
gotta
like
wait till
Cougars.
2022. They'll be back. Clutch was good. You back? I didn't know you was going.
It's like Cougars are rarer. It's like Cougars are rare, like a Sade concert these days and shit. Like whatever happened to the good Cougars and stuff, man. Like
Top five Teddy Pendergrass love songs. Close the Door. Love TKO. Um, what's another of my favorites? Shit, my mind went blank. Those are like my top two right now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't think right now.
yeah, I'm too drunk to really think of some shit right now. You know, I've been drinking like all afternoon, and that
Mix
shit
it
hitting
up.
me right now.
Mix it up. What awesome movie was that? Mix it up.
You mean light it up?
Light it up. Is Mix It Up the sequel? No,
That movie was trash.
no. The Vanessa Williams singing or acting? I think she could do both. She can sing and act.
Light it up. That movie was trash.
Yo, do you know a group called the Jones Boys?
Jones Boys?
Yeah.
Are they affiliated with the Jones Girls?
I don't know, cause they sang the national anthem at the Brooklyn Nets game tonight. I'm like, I don't know the Jones Boys.
Nah,
It's like three of them. Never heard of
never
them.
heard.
Rolls Royce songs, Love Don't Live Here Anymore versus Wishing on the Star.
Wishing on the Star.
I love Love Don't Live Here Anymore, but Wishing on the Star is great too. Mix it up. I don't watch those. But Ronnie, why are you watching those films, yo? Those are like geared for like teenagers. Why are you watching that? Mix it up. I don't. Who was in that? What's next for the reviews? No, I don't like the Jonas Brothers. I don't listen to them. What's next? Monday we got Metallica.
Yeah, Ride the Lightning. And then the Prince album Wednesday. And that's all I'm gonna release for right now.
Who's that? Who are you listening to? Who's that you listening to, Reg?
Michael McDonald.
Mike McDonald, a legend. The Jonas Brothers. What are you listening to, Q?
I hate the Jonas Brothers.
The Jonas Brothers.
No, nigga, this is BT.
Oh Lord. If it ain't Tupac, it's Jonas Brothers, huh?
Let's not start that, please. Let's not start
Mix
that.
it up. I don't even know that. That sounds like a Disney movie. I don't even know that movie. Never heard of it. What is it about? I'm almost afraid to ask. Metallica, yeah, we doing that. We did the was it Kill 'Em All? We did Kill 'Em All last week.
Yes.
We did that. We discussed that on Metallica album. Oh man, Tupac is better than the Jonas Brothers, but you brought it up. No, I'm not. I'm not there yet with the Jonas Brothers. Quasimodo, the Unseen versus Mad Villainy. I got Mad Villainy, but Quasimodo is dope.
Yeah, man, really me too.
The Unseen. Yeah, that's a dope album. Sam said neither. Sam, you not a fan of Mad Villainy? One Direction?
No,
No, I'm not a fan of One Direction.
no.
You're naming all of these like TRL groups, yo. I don't listen to Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or One Direction or Jonas Brothers. None of those groups. What's that Korean group out now?
I don't know.
BDS or whatever? I forgot what they called. I don't listen to them either.
BDSM.
I forgot their name. They got like some lettering with that with the Korean group. It's like eight or nine Korean guys in that group.
I know who you talking about. I just don't
Yeah.
know the
No,
name.
I don't listen to them.
But yeah, I'm gonna end this off for the night because I'm getting
Please
a little.
do. The next Q's gonna be asking his favorite
Yeah,
Backstreet Boys album. Shit. BTS.
right.
That's the name of them. Yeah.
But yeah, this has been a dope breakdown. Again, shout out to BJ again.
Yes.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Yep.
Monday we are going to talk about Ride the Lightning. Continue on with the Metallica Mondays. And then we got some other good shit coming up this week.
Yep.
I decided to reschedule the Quincy Jones beat battle for next week.
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, next week because now it's Sunday and shit too. So yeah, and then of
Okay.
course the Primo beat battle is still gonna be on Independence Day too.
Yes.
So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you again, Try.
All right.
Hope everyone has a good
Salute.
night. Peace.
Peace, ho.